There is to an extent, but you have to piece it together, basically. And this is why I say I put it to you.
You have to piece it together. Have you pieced it together to go build one yourself?
Well, no, but I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna point to you how we.
So how do you know? So without building it yourself, how do you know that all the pieces will come together and show you how to build it?
Right. Okay. Let me explain.
That's right, Darcy.
We have. If you look at the Sumerian text will tell you about the giants and the giant trees, which I mentioned in a previous stream that we had. Now, these giants and the giant streams basically are due to the higher frequency in which we had in the prior civilization to this. We have been, you can say magic, you can say whatever you want to say, but we have been brought down in frequency, hence why you don't know how the pyramids were built. But if you look,
you don't know that the world
at the time of the frequency,
I already did a video on how the pyramids was built 3.5 years ago, but I'm not finna go into it because it came with an agenda.
Right. And if OTK, if you're still in the audience, if you could come up, because it's not only the Sumerians that talked about the giants. We know that clearly because most of us know about the Bible, in which the Bible mentioned the giants as well. But you'll find out as far as in indigenous cultures here that giants were spoken of. So it's not something that just the Sumerians talked about.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm saying to you that these are African narratives. These are not American narratives.
Again,
so
how you know
the one you spoke of, hold on. The one you spoke of is African. The one that I just brought up is not African narrative. That's why I'm trying to tell you that giants were spoken of in other things, as far as a lot of people would say it's Asian. So there's different places amongst the world that talked about floods, that talked about giants. This is not a story that only comes out of Africa.
But what you have to understand is
they got a whole Smithsonian. Hold up. Yeah. They got a whole Smithsonian cover up of all of the giants. That means people over 8 feet tall that they exhumed in the Americas, and they took them. The Smithsonian took them. They reported it in the newspaper years ago, but then they told them, "Oh, we made a mistake. That wasn't the giant bones." And they got pictures of it. Right. So the stories of giants go all the way. The Titans was giants. So Europe had it.
Right.
He's doing
So that's not an isolated concept to any one geography of the planet.
No,
it's commonly accepted by all of our ancestors around the world that at one time we was huge.
But hear me out. What I'm saying to you is that.
Wait, hold on. Just stay there, Yosef. Let Sister Freedom go in peace. OTK, he's gonna go out, but stay there with your questions.
First, let me say what I wanted to say to the brother, because he may want to go down. I wanted to make sure you understood I meant no disrespect by stating that you may not be worried about it. I'm saying, yes, I understand why you were saying that, but I was saying that the danger in the comments, what's happening now to the people because of the statements, is what I'm worried about. You understand what I'm saying to the Haitian brother? Can you hear me?
Two Grand, she's talking to you. She's trying to make sure you're not taking any offense to what she said. Right. 2 Grand.
Oh no! I don't take offense. I'm here to chat. I'm here to listen as well. No. I get it. I definitely understand. No offense taken.
Now, from the comments, is what I don't like. And for the people that are not Haitian, but just have hue in their, that are melanated, they're getting the same torture because of that's very dangerous, because it can happen because people's make negative statements, and for some reason people latch on to the negative statements, and it can just grow all over the world. You know what I mean? So it won't just happen in Ohio, it can happen here and everywhere else because of those statements. Now, I just wanted to say that. But Rod, this is a question that I wanted to ask you. With what he is saying about the giants and how the pyramids may have been made by somewhat giants. This is what I want to ask you. Why couldn't the world just have ended, and nature, because she replenishes herself and she redoes things, things now they find in buildings and all kinds of stuff that are sunk down, trees and everything are sunk down in the ground and underneath water and sunk all the way down and all that. Why couldn't the world just have ended and we're just a new type of people? Is that possible?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I'm asking Rod. I just want to hear his take. No disrespect. I wanted to hear Rod's take on that.
I keep telling everybody we live
no problem
as eternal beings, and at every change of the age, the paradigm has to change. Over so many changes, things like the pyramid become obsolete to the optimum growth of the spiritual development, which is the underlying purpose of the construct. So to continue on forward, you must do away with old things and usher in the new.
Right.
Over time, entropy sets in the form of laziness of man. Sends you into a stupor where the society has collapsed to the point where it became so good that everybody is pampered. So now the society is destined to crash because nobody wants to do the necessary work to maintain the structure of the highly evolved society. So you crash it, reset the system, and start all over again and create cycles within cycles. The patterns and pattern recognition developed allows you to read in nature. Your pattern recognition is usurped in modern education. Your creativity is usurped. Your desire to be something great in the world is put a lid on because you have to be socially engineered to maintain the construct for the people that's in the places of power. Yes, the civilizations collapse all the time, and they reemerge like the phoenix from its ashes. Right now, we're at the close of an age and the collapsing of every system around the world. It's going on as we speak. And also, while the old system is crumbling, a new system is emerging. This new system is the system that brings in the heaven on earth period called a golden age by occultists. The golden age is taking place within a bigger iron age, which is a double metal. So when we go through all of these cycles, we downgraded the 13 strand DNA, which sized down the size of the physical being. You are 2-strand DNA now. You are upgraded, right? Because now you only have to deal with the opposites. You don't have to deal with the full 12 parts of the zodiac. You only have to deal with your cut of the pie, right? And that stops you at 32 degrees. That's where the knowledge is frozen, right? To break from that, you need somebody to lift you up to another 1 1/3 degree to get you above the freezing point of thinking, right? All of this comes with the collapsing of the old and the ushering in of the new. Ain't none of this stuff outside of our experience The only thing that's outside of our experience is the amnesia that we take on to relearn the world all over again from scratch, as if we was ignorant. So you come in as the infant, now you've crashed your intelligence. And now you need a programmer. So your mama become your programmer, your first nurse. And we didn't know she wasn't God until they gave us somebody called Jesus Christ.
That part.
Now they trying to convince us that our source of existence is not the source, but the representation of the source is what we need to aspire to. A copycat, a replica, a poor carbon copy, right? We aspire to become what our mothers birthed us to be. If we override the society, we can get above the 33 and the third of frozen information and barely thought out thinking. All this stuff is relative. What you're looking at with the the movie stars collapsing, the media stars collapsing, the political establishment crumbling, that's the death of an old system. In order for the new system to take hold, the old system has to be shut down completely, which results in the blackout to confirm the full shutdown of the old system. Everything off. Now somebody got to tell us, EDS, why everything off. A new system is taking place. The new system coming on is supposed to be more organic, but highly technical in technology. So the people going to be encouraged to go back to the land, but many other people are going to aspire to dabble with the higher technologies. And sometimes you can marry the two in order to create a new paradigm. All these things is necessary.
And you know what else needs to be added on to there too? Because not everyone's going to be able to make it. Not everyone is going to make it, right? Like if you think about even the connections, and if you think about all the whole, in terms of creating this new, not everyone's going to make it. Just like in every holy book, right? You know, they always talk about the select few, the chosen, if you will, right? So in this new world, in this paradigm shift that you're talking about, would you agree with my statement that not everyone is meant to make it, is supposed to make it?
They're not.
True.
Look, only so many people can win in the marathon. The rest of them is just the extras. Only so many people stand in the winner's circle. First, second, third place.
Take it back.
1 second, Gossip. 1 second. No. 1 second, because after him is OTK, and then it's gonna go in you. So like order. So Rod is gonna finish, and then OTK, then you.
Yeah. So, no, everybody not gonna make it. Everybody not supposed to make it, right? And it's not a knock to the people that don't make it, because maybe they'll make it in the next run. It's like a graduating class. The whole high school don't graduate at the same time. The freshmen still got to put in their work before they become seniors. It's the same way with the ascension process. Those that's capable of doing the self-work, the purification of the ego, and the understanding of the spiritual information they receiving and acting on it, then they're going to easily make it. But you got the ones still stumbling around in the dark, barely woke. They might make it, and then they might not. They might never be able to break out of the slumber enough to make it. But everybody not supposed to make it.
Yeah. And that's the trick bag. You could be on a precipice of it. You could almost touch it, right? But the one thing that's going to hold a lot of people back is thinking that everybody's supposed to come with them. You got to drop the weight. That's one of the hardest things to do, especially when you put labels on people, or your assumption is because we the same skin color that makes us kin. No, baby, no, it doesn't. You're gonna have to choose up. You're gonna have to choose wisely, because everybody can't make it to the end of the finish line with you. That's a fact. And the trick bag is that people think that they're supposed to carry everybody with them.
Look, some of the people that's gonna be in the winner's circle is some of the least likely people you would expect, and some of the people that don't make it, you swear up and down that they was gonna make it. Appearances don't determine the outcome, right? It's different levels to everything in life. Everybody talk about they don't need a leader, but they ain't going nowhere. And what's the purpose of a leader? Show you the way. To show you the way is different from telling you the way. So you live the life, you walk the path. Once you know the path, you go back and bring many other soldiers with you as possible. But everybody ain't gonna want to come. Some of them don't want to make it. Some of them don't want to see the hereafter. Some of them rather give up the ghosts than endure to the end for the crown of life. This struggle ain't for everybody. That's why everybody ain't gonna be there. And don't worry about letting them go. The universe gonna let them go for you. It's natural order. And if the order is natural, watch what happens naturally. Now that's going back to nature.
Fire. Pop, 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 pop.
Peace, OTK. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Yeah, hey, what's up, goddesses? Man, I don't know. Hey, listen, when y'all do a show, y'all gonna have to do a post and send y'all alerts out again, because I'm telling y'all, they're doing something to us. That's how you know we hitting home. We hitting home, y'all. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't even get the alert. I was live and I didn't even get the alert. So I ended my live and came over here. You know, and then when I came over here and I heard my name, and you was talking about the Giants, yeah, but I wait on that, man, because yo, Chief, he was cooking, you know what I'm saying? I relinquish my time to let him go ahead and finish cook real quick, and then I come back and build, man. Shout out to Copper Draco and the goddesses, man. Peace to everybody on the panel. Word, I let him go ahead and cook, and then, you know, because I want to have a build with him. I don't know how much time he got, but I want to have a build with him, because I know
you here now? You here now? You might as well start putting some books on this wall.
1 second. Do me a favor, Rod. Tell me your Cash App again, because I just remembered we gotta post this. He's giving y'all this good knowledge for free. Let's bless him, okay? That's one way that at least we could say thank you. Let's bless him. How you spell? I always forget how to spell your thing. SIK.
It's $ capital S, lowercase IK, capital A, lowercase PE.
Okay. Okay, so $ capital SIK, capital KAPE.
Capital APE. Ain't there's only one K, it's lowercase.
Okay. All right.
I just
so capital SIKAPE.
Capital APE.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
And I dropped the link again. Please, somebody that has not subscribed, please subscribe. And I did drop the link again for those who were asking.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying something. You already know. That be me, Chief. You see, FDA's landscape. That's me.
Hey, Copper Drake, can you mute?
That's me. Hey, Copper Drake. When you see that LJ landscaping that hit you up the first couple of times, that's me. Yeah, that's me right there, bro. Yeah, I supported you the first couple of times you came across it. Anytime I see you, I'm gonna make sure I do that, man. And I appreciate you for coming through with the sisters, man, with the goddess, man, and building with them, man. That's powerful. because sometimes we get to a statue to where we can't bring ourselves back down. Even though these goddesses is on the same level as us or bigger than us, we feel like they not in the level of us. And there's some people out here that don't feel like they should come and kick it with these goddesses. They feel, and that's that. Man, I appreciate you. I'll just tell you like that. You, Top Cats, and the other brothers that's them out there, man, that's doing these things, Master Chief and the BCU, that's doing these things, man. Keep on doing what you do, man. Just don't forget about us. But I'm gonna let Copper Draco go, and then I ain't going nowhere. Rod, we're gonna build, man. I'm gonna send something through the Cash App. Maybe that can help you stay for a little while longer.
I don't do nothing for money. When I leave, I was gonna leave anyway, no matter how much money was involved.
I'm gonna pay you for your time. How about that? You know what
I mean? Well, look, I appreciate the support in any form it comes. The energy is exchanged, whether it's just a love, a salute, and a Cash App is the least of my worries. I mean, I appreciate it. I accept it with gratitude so it can return to you with gratitude in a bigger sum, but I don't do nothing for money. I do this for the people. Because my mama told me as soon as you do something for money, somebody can buy your soul. So I can't do it for the money, but I can accept the donations for those who have the gratitude.
Papa Draco, go ahead. You was next, man.
Is my mic still tripping? Hey, Rod. Yeah, you a different type of nigga, man. I wanted to ask you, whatever happened to the first Sergeant Dobie? Like, whatever happened to all those videos, man?
I don't know. That was one of the channels that used to share my video.
Man, hey, you was slaying them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I came across you, was First Sergeant Dobie, and yeah, that was overkill. But I wanted to ask you though. They say the Moors. I mean, I hear a lot of Moors say you can't be two things at once. You can't be a Blood and a Crip. You can't be a Moor and a Mason. But I want to ask how you feel about the Moors, right?
Can you mute up? I'm sorry, Copper Draco. No offense. It's just that there's an echo.
Look, you got two groups of Moors. The term Moor is a catch term. It was to group the nappy-haired organic people in with the nappy-head exiles from Europe. The George Washington Challenge said that in 200 years that we won't know what side of the water we from. The winner is the one who can not only answer what side of the water he from, but show you where the challenge was, who issued the challenge, under what pretense, where did this come from? This is all conjure work done in Masonic lodges. And this is why you can't be a Moor and a Mason, but all of the Masons is Moors, right? Under the banner of war. They grouped in the ones with the contract is grouped in with the ones that have no contract. The ones that have no contract is the original people of the land that the government classify as the outlaw tribes, the non-treaty tribes. Bounties was literally put on our head by the United States government as they made their way west across our land against our will. We was basically being socially raped by the corporation that was masquerading as our government, right? So, my man taking me somewhere. So, all these different things has been used to move us from our position. And it was something I wanted to say earlier about the Africans populating the world, all of the people with the nappy hair, not the same organic genetic stock. And when you see these people come over, they came as Huguenots and conquistadors under the French and under the Spanish. And they came in under the English out of the royal families as the white man to carry out the white man's burden to convert everybody to Christianity under the discovery doctrine of the Pope, right? This was all part of the conflict between the tribes. So they packed us like sardines as if we weren't people and classified us as Moors. The ones who came from Europe job was to disrupt the ones from the land from figuring out that this is not Northwest Africa. They were supposed to convince us that this is Northwest Africa, aka Al-Maghrib, where the exiles of Europe was sent when they got kicked out of Europe, right? But the irony of it is when they came over here, we knew where they came from and how they got here, right? And these was the ones we've been fighting the whole time. And they've been using pale faces to block us out of institutions. The answer for pale faces blocking us out of institutions is overrun institutions with friendly pale faces. So what do America do? They invite all of Europe's pale faces over here. We only want the sorcerers. We only want the witches and the warlocks to fight this spiritual war that they brought on us. So they brought us Celtic sciences, right? Coming from the tribes of the Orisha land that they call Ireland now, right? So the dirty Moors is the ones who's trying to usurp us. They are Moorish Jews. They are Canaan land Moors. But the ones who know who we are is trying to assert jurisdictional authority in the land of the Americas by the blood and the right of the tribes to cancel all of the contracts they had with the Moors. By canceling the contract, now we have sole jurisdiction of our organic homeland, as is shown in the Indigenous Rights Act of the United Nations and the Indigenous Rights Act of the United States that ties to the continuity of government between the U.S. government and tribal leadership under the FEMA program, right? So them was the ones we was at war with. And now the war over with and they butt sore. That's what I think about it.
Can I expand on your question really quick, Copper Draco? I just wanted to ask, since he brought up Masons, is there such thing as a clean Mason and dirty Masons, or would you say all the Masons are dirty?
So you got contracted Masons and non-contracted Masons. The non-contracted Masons is the ones that walk the land and they call operative Masons. The contracted Masons is under the European royal families and they are called Freemasons. Free and accepted rights of the Scottish Rite and free and accepted rights of the York Rite. They contracted to never reveal a secret. And the secret is the content of the war, because the chief that has to educate himself out of the condition has to be kept in the dark by the brotherhood. And they got to constantly beat him around off a 2-ball cane while he figure out who he is on the land. So he's the non-contracted mason, the black bone, the stone the builders rejected, and he's fighting in this conflict with the contracted masons whose job is to keep him blind. But the operative masons is to offer up knowledge freely without request for compensation, because it's already paid for if your brother have it and you are your brother's keeper. Those are so this is the ancient rites of passage in the royal families of the temple priests that's been expanded to operate in the society as it governs how the society run, and the different ones of the bloodline go through the operative put it back together phase, restore your memory phase, and reclaim the land phase. Right. So you get the good masons are the ones who's not contracted, because they are trying to share knowledge and raise each other up until they raise one up that's so skilled among them that he can solve the problem. So those are the differences in the masons as well as the Shriners, because you got contracted Shriners that's under the threat of death with the sword on their fez, and then you had a non-contracted Shriners who wears nothing on the fez, and the only concern is the children. Right, so that's how you know the difference, because they following a lodge function purpose, because the Shriners is supposed to be under the jurisdiction of the patron saint of the children.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so their whole mission is do what you can to take care of the children. So this is why you got Shriners hospitals everywhere. And the shrine used to host the circus before it became ridiculously expensive to go, because you were supposed to expose your children to the what they call them not anomalies, to the oddities of the world. It give them an alternate paradigm of perception. Right. So you got the ones that's non-contracted, and all of the ones contracted is the dirt players. Them the ones that we can't stand, because all of the ones contracted are the ones that we say sold they sold.
Hey, I got you. You ever been a Mason
Right, you ever been a Mason or a Shriner?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I know all they shit.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody who went to church was a Mason. They just didn't take the rights to become a formal Mason, but you're underneath Masonic teachings.
You mean you just did?
Anybody, any church